What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. And since the weather is very nice today, I'll be going on a walking tour at Milliken Park. That is right. And this park is located in Scarborough. As I walk further into the park, there is a boardwalk. It looks pretty cool. Let's take a look at the boardwalk. Not every park has a boardwalk. Beside the boardwalk, there is going to be some water. As you can see right over here. There is water right next to the boardwalk, which is very cool. And I think that inside the water there is probably some fish. But let's take a closer look. This is the water right here at the boardwalk. Right here you can see that there's a turtle that's moving. Very interesting, right? There's a turtle. The boardwalk does have a slightly upper level, as you can see right over here. And we're gonna walk up these little stairs. Oh, and there is a fountain right over there. Very cool, right? There's a small water fountain, as you can see. Let's take a closer look to see if there are any fish down here. But then regardless if there's fish or not, it is still pretty nice. Because especially on a sunny day, the water does reflect the sky. So now, I'm about to exit the boardwalk. And along this path, I am going to make a right turn right over here. I really like the boardwalk a lot. Because when you're next to the water and you're listening to the water, it sounds pretty soothing and relaxing. Now, I am going to continue walking along this path. There is a lot of trees in this park, which is a feature that I like. Right over there, there's another gazebo, which provides shade. I am going to keep walking down this way, on this path, because I heard that this is a very big park. And I would love to see the features that this park comes with, you know. There's a lot of trees though. So I would say that whenever there's a lot of trees though, there's an ample of shade, which is a pretty good thing. Even though I'm walking along this path, I can still hear the soothing sounds of the water, and especially the fountain. As I'm walking down this path, I do see that there's a playground right over there. It looks like a pretty decent sized playground. It also looks like that the playground has been renovated, as the playground structure doesn't look too old. This park also comes with a splash pad and some seating areas right next to the splash pad, which is very cool. The splash pad has different sprinklers, multiple sprinklers I would say. There's also a button to activate the water. Very cool, right? And the park also has several benches, probably numerous benches. Well, because it's a big park though, so there should be a lot of benches. I do see that this park would be a pretty ideal place for big gatherings, because there's a lot of paths, lots of green fields. So now, I'm going to continue walking along this path and further explore the park. The path is going upwards just a little bit sloped, so I think it's going to a hill, but let's take a look. There does seem to be a hill right over there, but the path is curving to the right. Some parks, the hills do offer pretty good views. But actually I would like to take a look at this hill right over here and see what the view is like. And I just wonder if I go up this hill, how much of the park will I be able to see? But let's take a look. We'll find out when I get to the top. So I'm gonna walk up the hill right now. Pretty nice weather today, man. I like the fact that it's very warm. I am now walking towards the hill. It's not a very tall one, as you can see. But even sometimes, the thing is sometimes when you walk in small hills though, it does change the view quite a lot, you know. Okay, I'm at the hill right now. I do see a lot of green space around me, man. Not bad. I do see like a lot of the park actually, even on a small hill like this. I'm gonna walk towards this way. I can see the same gazebo that I saw earlier. The same gazebo that was near the splash pad. Wow, view's actually not bad. For a small hill like this though, getting to see a lot of the park is actually not bad. So many trees, man. Wow. What a beautiful park, so many trees. And I'm gonna turn around. I see more paths over there actually. Wow. And it looks like that on this hill, there seems to be a bench right over there. Let's walk towards it. It makes sense for there to be benches on the hills though, because hills provide views. Because it's a good place to like sit and like enjoy the view, you know? Not a bad place. I also had another thought that came to mind. Well, if it was winter right now though, like, which it isn't though, but if it was winter, then people would do like tobogganing right here on this hill though. Because even a small hill though, it's good for like practice, you know? Not everybody wants to like do a tobogganing or sledding on a really big hill. Not bad, but I think there should also be a bench like facing the other way too. Because I say that like the hill also looks nice on the other view. So I'm gonna be heading back down from this hill and continue along this path. This path that I was walking on, I'm gonna make a left turn and continue exploring the park. As I'm walking down this path, there is a lot of trees in front of me, which is a feature that I really like. I can still hear the water right next to me, because I do know that right beside the path I'm walking though, it is the same pond. The pond that is right next to the boardwalk. But to be honest, that boardwalk doesn't cover the entire pond. That boardwalk that I was on earlier does not cover the entire pond, because the pond itself is actually bigger than the boardwalk. As I'm walking further down on this path, it is leading towards the woodlot, which is possibly right next to me. I think that beside me is the woodlot, but let's have a look. I'm gonna keep walking down, so that way I will find out what this path leads to. Even as I'm walking this way, I can still hear the water. The thing that I like about the paths in this park is the fact that the paths are not completely like flat. Like you could see that the path do go in different slopes and hills, which is what makes the park interesting, and it makes walking more fun, you know? It is the fact that the path like goes on different hills though, especially if there's different slopes though, like it does affect the walking experience. Say that if the path was going up on like a steep slope or something and you decide to walk that path, you are going to get better exercise. So I'm gonna keep walking this way because I do like the part that like this area has a lot of trees and there is a lot of shade here too. It is very relaxing to walk in an area where there are a lot of trees, especially when you're in a forest, you know. It is a very shaded path right over here. And oh, it looks like there is an entrance to the woodlot. So I'm gonna take a left turn from here and walk into the woodlot. I would like to explore this, because of course not every park comes with the woodlot. But whenever a park does have a woodlot, it's good to like sometimes take a relaxing walk in the woods, you know? It is nice to hear that there are like different types of birds chirping as you're walking through the woods. It is a very relaxing. It just feels good to connect with nature, of course. I'm gonna walk in because I am actually going to check out to see how big this woodlot actually is. There's actually a decent amount of trees here, you know? I like that. There's a lot of trees here. I bet if it was during winter time, this experience wouldn't be complete though, because during winter though there wouldn't be any leaves though. Because during winter all you would see is just the tree branches and the other parts of the tree, but without the leaves, so it just wouldn't feel complete, you know. As I continue walking this way, this path seems to split into two. On my right, it looks like that this woodlot comes to an end right over there. So I'm not going to take the right because it exits the woodlot, but I'm going to take the left because I want to walk further into the woodlot. I want to continue exploring the woods. So I am going to walk this way now. Walking into the woods is actually a good experience because it is a hot and humid day today, and I really needed to like cool down. So I thought that like, hey, walking in the woods would be a good idea. Wow, very nice. So I'm going to continue walking this way. There's a mix of different types of trees, especially trees of different widths. So you could tell that there are some trees that are new and some trees that are old. Actually, most of the trees are old though. It's just the fact that it comes in like different widths though. Well, of course, the ones that are taller and thicker were the trees that have been there longer. I really liked how even the trails in the forest though are not completely flat. What I mean by that is the trails also go on some hills sometimes. But majority of the woodlot I walk though, the trails are flat. It is not just for this part though, like some sections of the woods though, like the trail do have some slopes though, which is pretty nice. Again, it does enhance the walking experience. It is more fun to walk on hills though than just to walk on like flat ground. So I'm gonna keep walking this way. It looks like that if I keep walking straight, it is gonna like lead to the end of the woods. But I'm gonna check it out anyways. There are still some other sections of this park that I haven't saw yet though, so I'm also gonna look at that. I've heard that this park has multiple gazebos, not just one. So now I am walking a different path of the park. This path is more open, and this path is going to be within more open spaces and green fields. This is also the same gazebo that I mentioned earlier. It looks like it's a pretty big gazebo. It looks like that there are like numerous picnic tables under the gazebo. This would provide a lot of shade, which makes it pretty ideal for gatherings. It's very nice. Now I'm gonna walk past this gazebo because I heard that there are more gazebos in this park. So I'm going to continue along this path. Right next to the path, there's a lot of green field. And it's great because this park, the fact that there's a lot of green fields though, different activities can be done in this park, including sports games. Like soccer would be a good one because when people play soccer, a lot of space is needed. So I'm gonna continue walking along this path. There looks like another gazebo over there, as you can see. So I'm going to take a look at that gazebo, but I bet it's smaller. This park is actually a pretty fair balance of like green open fields and lots of trees, because some sections of this park is very dense in trees, while this area, some areas of the park is also not so dense in trees, which makes a pretty fair balance. Because maybe some people, they would like to be in areas of the park where there are less trees, whereas other people, they want to be in areas where there's like denser trees, you know, or more like forest-like. So that's why there's a woodlot in this park for a reason. Right over here, there is a smaller gazebo. Compared to the other one that I just saw, this one is smaller in size, and there are less picnic tables. But it's still pretty decent for gatherings. I am now going to walk past this gazebo and continue along this path, and continue exploring further down. And I do know that this path would probably like come to an end at one point. There is also one more gazebo right over there as I'm walking towards. It also looks like that this path is going to turn right from here, like into these trees. But let's see. Oh, this gazebo is about the same size as the other one that I just saw. It is also one of the smaller ones. And it looks like that this path does turn over there. That will be the end of the park tour video, and thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to my channel.